Packing should be inspected annually if a pump is run on a regular basis. When packing is worn or compressed to the point where it's impossible to tighten the gland further, a new set of packing rings should be installed. During disassembly to replace packing rings, keep parts in the order in which they are removed, including the number of rings before and after the lantern ring. Clean the stuffing box and check the shaft sleeve. Replace it if it's badly worn. Use packing and sleeve material of the proper size that is recommended by the pump manufacturer. Although pre-cut packing is available, most operators purchase bulk packing and cut what they need for the pump. The ends of the rings may be cut diagonally or square. Ends should be carefully butted with joints staggered at least 90 degrees. 4 or more rings are usually placed with ends at 90-degree intervals. Place the lantern ring in its original sequence. Never over-tighten the packing. Draw each ring down firmly. After all rings are installed, back off on the gland nuts about 1 full turn before the pump is started. Initially, the pump should be rotated by hand. Loosen the packing until the shaft spins normally. At startup, the packing should be allowed to leak freely until conditions have stabilized, then gradually tighten the packing gland until there is a slow drip. With the pump running, adjust the gland by tightening the gland bolt nuts. Tighten the nuts evenly and no more than 1/6 of a turn every 20 to 30 minutes. Never tighten packing glands to the point there is no leakage, as it may damage the packing and shaft sleeve. Following the initial install and adjustment, check the packing regularly, daily if possible, and adjust the gland whenever leakage increases. If mechanical seals are used on a pump, make sure the operating temperature never exceeds 160 degrees Fahrenheit. If a seal exceeds this limit, it should be water-cooled by the pump discharge or by an external source that is free of dirt or grit that might damage the seal. And make sure the seal is designed for the stuffing box pressure at which it will operate. Inspect and lubricate pump bearings at intervals prescribed by the manufacturer. Check the oil level in bearing housings. Make sure there is free movement and proper operation of the oil rings, a proper flow of pressure feed systems, proper type and amount of grease for grease-lubricated bearings, food grade for treated water pumping, and the bearing temperature. For oil-lubricated bearings, use filtered mineral oil with a viscosity specified by the manufacturer and change it after the first month of operation of a new pump. Future oil changes should take place every 6 to 12 months. Oil should be inspected for signs of bearing wear or excessive dirt. Don't overfill the bearing housing with oil. Similar maintenance is required for grease-lubricated bearings. During the initial run-in period, bearing temperatures should be closely monitored. An acceptable temperature range means it's possible to touch the bearing surface with a bare hand. Bearings should be re-greased every 3 to 6 months with grease specified by the manufacturer. Open the grease drain plug at the bottom of the bearing housing. Fill the bearing with new grease until grease flows from the drain plug. Run the pump with the drain plug open until the grease is warm and no longer flows from the drain, and then replace the plug.